Did you know that Disney dropped a series that follows the old Willow movie, which is actually a pretty good movie, by the way. If you haven't watched the old movie, I do recommend it. What I don't recommend is the show that dropped on Disney Plus 2, 3, 4 months ago. It hasn't even been out that long. I don't even know what the plot of this show is, because whenever they promote this show, whenever they tell you about it, whenever interviews drop for the show, it's always about how characters like to hook up with each other, a certain character's swing a certain way, and it's like, this isn't what makes me want to watch a show. You might have that in there, but it's like, can you tell me about the plot? Can you tell me about maybe the villains, the magic, anything? No. If you expect anything other than any kind of LBGT stuff, you are, of course, an istaphobe. This is all that they did to promote the show. Here's an article from Inverse. Willow's LGBTQ plus relationship is part of the movie's diverse legacy. All they did with this show was talk about how progressive it was. That was it. That was it. That was all they did. Guess what? The show's canceled. This is, of course, coming off of the heels of the announcement of Mandalorian's ratings that are down. Kathleen Kennedy's done a hell of a job with Star Wars. She has driven everything into the ground over at Lucasfilm. I can't wait for Indiana Jones, because that's going to get driven into the ground too. Maybe they'll finally make some changes over there this year. So Willow is done, and I'm not shocked. This hasn't even been out that long. And for those that did watch it, did this show end with a cliffhanger or anything? I do wonder that. So is there a cliffhanger for this show? Or did it wrap up neatly in one season? I don't think it did, because of the fact that they're sitting here saying that there'll be no season 2. It sounds like they set up a season 2. Well, guess what? You're not going to get it. Exclusive. There will be no second season of Willow. Disney Plus's live-action original series based on the 1988 fantasy film directed by Ron Howard. The news comes 2 months after the 8-episode first season of the show, which served as a sequel to the classic movie, ended its run on the streaming platform. Yeah, it's not a sequel. Not a sequel to that movie. This show doesn't exist in my mind. I'll never watch it. As much as I like that original movie, I'll never watch that shit. Because it's just a husk, a fan fiction that drapes itself in Willow and puts it on Disney Plus with a big budget. It's nothing but a husk of a fan fiction. And that's crazy. 2 months after the 8-episode first season. So it hasn't even been out that long. This is basically Disney Plus's Cowboy Bebop. So let's skip down a little bit. This is where it just tells you about it. This comes after, of course, how bad the ratings have been, and also the multiple delays for Marvel and Star Wars that have hit. I would say maybe Disney's finally figuring some shit out, but that's not going to happen. I do feel bad for Warwick Davis, because the guy doesn't get that. I don't see him in a lot of stuff, but, you know, what are you going to do? So Disney has been in a little bit of trouble, and this cancellation comes during a time which Disney has been curbing streaming content spending in search of profitability. Yeah, they want to make money now. They want to make money now, pure and simple. And they weren't making it with Disney, with Willow. They're not making it with Star Wars or Marvel either, though, to be fair. So this is embarrassing for them. Nobody watches show. I think I did a video on the ratings. I would imagine if that information is available, barely anybody tuned in for this pile of shit. Why would anybody? People are tired of this. It's not talking about how progressive a show is not going to get anybody to tune in for it. That's just a fact. You need to tell people about the show. Look at The Last of Us. However you may feel about that show, they put the plot front and center, and they did put in some stuff in there, but it was like, you know, people tuned in for the show. That show's viewership was massive. They didn't say, well, we're going to tell you about these gay characters. Like they never put that in the marketing, because that shouldn't be the marketing for the show. The show's plot and what the show's about should be the marketing for the show. So Disney, I don't know. I think it's gonna be a rough year for them. I do. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and my locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.